keldo.
Hello, Nate. Feels weird being on the other side of this, I'm not gonna lie.
Good, I'm glad. It's a change for you. Right, obviously you're the first man we're doing this with. It's a pleasure having you, I must say.
It could have been Callum Crozier doing 400 kilo for reps or me doing 230 in a suit, and you got me.
I've got bench as well, mate.
I know, we have got bench.
We're going to tick over. Obviously, you're a man that needs no introduction.
Thank fuck.
Well, everybody should probably know you by now. I think you're everywhere these days on the strongman scene and other places. Tell me, what have we got going today, mate?
Beef's got to be pressing a couple of times a week, so we've got one heavy single and then some back offs. I have to treat it like a comp single, so it'll be down, pause, press. I'm just trying to blast the triceps. The aim is try and press something semi-decent by the end of the year. I've got nothing really booked for the rest of the year, so
cool.
We were talking about it earlier on. We've got the push-pull that I'm going to MC. It's always I love MCing the push-pull because it's the comp I can get away with doing what I want. Because it's just all strongman fans and people who have had competed all year and they get a bit of fun. So I get to say what I want in the mic.
Exactly.
There was a couple of jokes that Beef did not appreciate last year.
I'm sure he loves it. It's Beef that coaches you on it?
Aye.
Cool. How long have you been with Beef?
Since I done Scottish 90s in Peterhead. Last Scottish 90s in Peterhead was maybe 2021.
So quite a while then.
Aye.
That's good.
I've been in that's funny because I've been in the sport 7 years, give or take two. Aye. My first comp was 7 years ago, give or take 2 weeks. Because it just popped up on my memories about the stuff with the last of the comp wreck and shitting myself today, my first ever comp at the Foundry, which was the old free fit. So
going based bit of bench here, obviously I've been watching you warm up and now we're at what are we at now?
115.
115. So that's your top set for the day?
Single at 115, then I think there's a back off, so I'll double check, but I'll maybe just do three doubles at Hannah.
When we get done into it, Brumie will come over and do the spotting for you. Obviously we're at the last rep gym today, getting a wee shot at his gym, he's letting us come in.
It's looking good.
It's good, it's class, mate. So see when you're, obviously you get this and we get deads and you're doing a couple of singles tops for the day as he's teaching you, or coach you in for doing it today, what's the thought process when you're, like, do you think about it before you come into these sessions?
I think it all depends on the lift. It's all about, I'm very much all about controlling my levels when I'm doing stuff like this. So this, I'll try and stay calm-ish. If it had been heavy squats, then I'd be cutting my head open and nulling and rubbing my head along and nulling. I think anybody that's seen me after a powerlifting comp or I've had the heavy squats in the gym, there's always a scrape right along there. Deadlifts, you'll probably see that the hat comes a bit further down. You don't see anything when you're deadlifting anyway, but I like to kind of black out the room.
Yeah, fair enough.
So that's why I'll put my hat on. There's a couple of boys do it. You see John Pollock does it. He actually has his hat forwards, and when he's about to start competing, he turns it backwards.
Right.
Watch, Ross will be able to back me up on that. He's in the corner there, but John Pollock bends his skip cap and then turns it backwards. So it's like, it's his difference. It's like he's flipping the switch. And I think on deadlifts, for me, I think it's just about like finding some data. I don't want to see anything anyway, but anybody who says they can see what's going on when they're deadlifting heavy is a liar.
Do you know, it's quite interesting because that's the whole point of this, is try to understand people's mindsets, processes, some things they do. Some people are just calm lifters, some people get rage. You seem to have a mix of all then. It sounds like you just bring them all to depend on what your lift is.
Like, I'm not that great at bench, so I need to like pick it apart. I'm not awesome at deadlifts, but like I know that there's an absolute raw element of strength, but it's one of those ones, I think, depending on the lift as well. Like if it's a squat, I need to be aggressive to get out the hole and I need to fight. I know when I'm fighting, so it's like that fight or flight where I'm like, I need to be in that mindset.
Right.
Bench, it's like, if I come down and I sink it, obviously there'll be a spot, somebody will be able to take it off me.
Yeah.
Whereas deadlift, if it sucks, you're just putting it back down.
100%.
It's one of those ones where I think there's, depending on the element as well, yoke's very much like that for me. I like to really switch on for yoke. We've done Scottish Masters and I'd done better than expected on the event before yoke. And I was champing it a bit to get going, and Beef's like, whatever you're thinking about, take 10% off it. I was like, nah. And he's like, you've still got stones to go, dial it back. And by that point, I was gone. I was like, I was just like, I'm going to prove something here. Like it was mid-pack on the overhead. My deadlift, I knew it was just going to be a single, one and done. And then it was like sandbag. It was the only time I'd actually touched the 100 kilo Husa bag. And I think I was like 6th or 7th on it. But I think I surprised a few people because for a wee chunky guy, I can move.
You can shift that.
And
I've
then
seen it.
there was folk looking at me weird. I was out doing sprints before it on the track.
Getting the legs working.
I was like, because I played football as well.
Aye,
so
exactly.
I know I'm quick over 10, 15
Yeah,
metres.
absolutely.
And I opened up the legs, and I think I was holding quite well until the guys at the top end of the pack came out, and then I started to drop down.
Aye.
And I was just like, oh, it's yoke time. And he's like, don't. I'm like, still end up busting my head off it, but it was fun and games. I quite like doing it. It's all about finding.
Aye.
I just like that wee bit of pain switches you on.
100%. I don't want to keep you too much because we've been warming up, but before I do, you were pressing yesterday, so does that have an effect? How's the body feeling?
It was pressing at the rack yesterday, it was same weight, so I missed it. I missed it clean on the first one, went in again, couldn't get it off the chest, but I think I was a bit gassed, and then second attempt was closer, but it was one of those ones that there was no tension in the triceps when it got to my sticking point. So when I popped it up, it came straight back down again.
Aye.
So it's one of those ones where you know. Like I'd pressed it, the same as what I'd done the day. I think I'd done 100 kitless, and then put my stuff on for 110.
Yeah.
And then went for the 115. In hindsight, I probably should have done smaller jumps.
Aye.
But I think I wanted to prove last week's 110 wasn't as much of a fluke, and I knew then if I missed it, I wasn't far off it.
Fair.
But this is only.
You feeling confident with this?
That's only 5 kilos off my comp PB, but I felt all right last week. I'd done 110 for a double.
I mean, the warm-ups look good, so I feel like if you're confident with this one, it'll go.
Aye.
But I'm still.
He can back me up on the John Pollock thing as well.
I've got no doubt. Oh, aye.
Thor's was the Icelandic thing is see what the Dame of the Years. That's not to hike them up. That's to calm them down.
All right.
So it's a new rod.
See, I didn't think. I thought I'd have been trying to make.
No. So what they do is they calm them down and bring their heart rate all the way down, and then that's when they slap them and bring it back up again. So it's actually it brings it down to spike it. So it's instead of like see if he was to give you a slap now, I'm already slightly heightened, but it's bringing it down to then fire it straight back up again. So that sort of
that makes sense.
Aye,
I like that.
Mama.
Come on, then. Nice.
Take that. That'll do.
You happy with that? You feel like it moved well?
Same place as yesterday. The sticking point's probably round about there.
Aye.
So I can feel it slowing down, but I didn't feel it coming back down away. So I think when I had it handed out, I wobbled ever so slightly, which means I wasn't as tense. But
see when you get to that point, I take it are you thinking about it? Are you trying to rejig it? Are you letting it bother you? What are you doing?
Nah, it's going to keep. I think these are this and log are the ones I need to probably stay calm on. Because if I don't and I panic, I'm out.
Right.
So okay, that's 5 kilos off my best at a comp. So I'm not going to. I'm at 0 point looking to complain about that because I think even that. Tell I 120 is a gym PB. I think 117 is maybe my comp PB.
Right, I've got a wee couple of fun questions for you because we're right at this point, right? What is your gym red flag?
I'm guilty of it sometimes, but no putting kit where it's supposed to go.
That's your biggest bugbear. Like people no putting kit. I know you just said you do it, but
there's been occasions where I've maybe forgot, but it's been like the back rack. Mm-hmm. So I think I left my log in the back rack once, and Beef called me out for it, which was acceptable. But then you come in and folk have left stuff on the platform where you've got to walk over to get to the door. But the log and the pads is lying there, and you walk by it to get out. Aye,
I get you.
Probably that. Me and Lisa have been training every now and again up in the council gym at Toll Cross, and it is unreal the amount of folk who load a bar up, lift, and then walk away and just leave it.
Aye, that's, to be fair, that's probably up there.
And Craig Lewis's big thing on that is free gains. If you're moving the weight, you're moving the weight. But if I've got to shuttle run with 20 kilos to put them back, it's still a bit extra.
It's strongman cardio, isn't it?
Aye, extra grip work, extra this. Make it something where you're
100%
getting something out of it.
100%. Worst training partner habits. So MD you've trained with before that get habits that you like can't stand. You don't need to name them, by the way. We don't need names yet.
Mine is, I'm probably one of the ones that gets caught doom scrolling.
Doom scrolling between sets, between exercises.
Aye.
Right. Okay.
So doom scrolling.
But do you hate when other people do it?
I think I would call folk out for it, but I'll openly admit that I'm that guy who'll sit and doom scroll, and then I'll be like, shit, I'm supposed to be doing something. So I don't think I would be able to out MD for it. Some of the farting and dodge is really bad, to be fair.
Because it's dodgy at most of the time,
Aye, that's quite bad to be fair on a very small enclosed space.
Small, closed space with
Aye.
people.
Although again,
protein.
I'll have to admit I've dropped dusted a few people and really enjoyed it. Actually, fun one. We had someone come in to get shown around the gym, and they were getting shown around by Beef, and I walked past and farted, and he got the blame for it.
Right. I mean, that's quite good. You've done well there, getting him the blame.
They're like, they could see on their face, or no doubt, and I was the back corner giggling my ass off. I was like, well, it definitely wasn't him, but he can get the blame for it. So I'm sorry, Christopher. I'm very sorry.
I'm sure he'll be alright with that one. At least he now knows. I've got two more for you, right? So, who in strongman would you never trust to load your plates?
Taz McLaughlin, because he proved at the time he was meant to do 240 for reps and put the 25 kilo calibrated ones on.
That is true.
And he went to 290.
That is
and then
true.
wondered why. See, he's the only one that I know that has done that bad a misload. Like, I've done enough comps. I've took the blame at comps on misloads as well. But I've been at enough comps where a misload happens, but not by 50 kilos.
No,
and he missed, so...
That was quite a jump, I'll give you that. I agree with that. Taz, you're fucked.
As much as I love him to bits, but he would, like, for that one, I would be...
This one's kind of more for you, because I think from the podcast you've done before, you used to ask folk about the hype questions and you put it in a big playlist, right? What's the one song that gets you in the mood, though?
I like Bleed It Out by Bleed It Out by Linkin Park.
By Linkin Park, aye. I mean, that's a good one, to be fair. Like, you always gathered everybody else's. Aye. I don't think you ever actually put out yours, so...
I'm not sure if...
You might have added it to
Beef
the playlist,
might have asked me.
Aye.
Asked because it was obviously Beef done the strongman half.
Yeah.
And Lauren, the daughter, done the other half, so Beef might have done it, but I can't remember.
That's fair. That's the one that gets you going the most then.
I think I go through, but again, it depends as well, like, depending on the lifts. Like, I think I've done Fuel by Metallica a couple of times, and again, it probably depends on how bad I want it.
Aye, I get that.
So, like, if I'm going properly down the rabbit hole, it'll be Linkin Park. Other ones, I can just be like, right, I'll fling this on, I'll fling that on.
Aye.
There was a bit of Darren Styles at one point popped up.
Darren Styles?
Aye.
I mean, that's a complete opposite.
It's totally, but again, it's just that idea of being...
Aye, just to hang you into it.
Like, try to get in a more fun mindset. Like, if I'm going for something that I think's a bit fun, I'll go...
100%.
But then, again, it's the same as the deadlift thing. Once you start moving, you don't really hear it. It's more about finding that.
I feel like sometimes it doesn't really matter what's on as long as there's some noise.
Aye.
It just gets you through that. Right, Minnie, you doing this one, you say?
Double.
Doubles. You need a spot again?
Just keep your hands out.
Ross, you want to do it again?
I go for the Leon Patterson brass style.
The big
they get called out for on a live stream.
I sure you did, aye. Then won the event, I know.
Aye.
Right, we're on a single ply suit, 180 dead. What's this, the second last warm up?
No, I'm going to do... second last warm up, so 180 here. I'm going to 225, so I'll probably go like 210.
Mm-hmm.
So 30 on, and then the last jump will be...
And again, it's another 15. Weight you feel comfortable with, so you're not really overthinking it, I take it. It's just going
This is more about just finding my position, finding the position of the suit.
Yeah.
It's no ramp right up, so I've been putting myself in it. It's the only reason I've been using the suit is because I'm notoriously lower off the floor, and because I don't have anything specific to train for, I'm using it more as a training aid. Mm-hmm. Ideally, they would be raw, but my training's been so sporadic. Like you touched on earlier on about how busy I've been, and like even at the start of this year, I think I'm well in the high double figures for comps that I've been at already.
You're a ridiculously busy man comp-wise. Not even competing to
I know. I managed to get my own comp in this year, and I finished top 10 at the Masters, so I'll take it. There was like
that's a good outcome.
8th out of 13 or 14 or something like that. So
I mean, when we say you're busy as well, though, when you're doing all your MC and commentary, it's like decent gigs as well, though. Like it's good comps you're at, man.
There's so many, but there's like the start of the year. I just basically said I was like, last year had been a bit up and down. There'd been a couple of things that had fell through, and there'd been promises made and stuff. And last year, at the end of last year, I was like, I'm just going to stay loyal to the folk that were loyal to me. So Wiley, Willow, Stuart Murray. I was like, I'd done all their comps last year. So I'm going to keep it that way this year. And
Aye.
anything else, Scott at Victory, but the way the dates have worked out, I've not been able to do a Victory comp yet, but Scott's always been great to me.
I think we all know, but if you're available, you'll go do a Victory one, no bother, you do that anyway, so...
Jamie Climon's been filling in for me at them, or took over at me for them. Like he's might have made it his own gig, but I think I've just been like, I wanted to make sure those core group were all looked after.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's all about being sound with the folk that have always been sound for me.
Mm-hmm.
I end up not. I think I knocked back a couple of paid gigs this year to do comps that I'd already said I would do, and I think integrity wise, I'd rather. Finish the year and go. Definitely. I was still sound with the folk. Like, there was a couple I had the Spartan Raw powerlifting comp that I done last year. Fell on the wrong weekend for me, so I had to say not to it. And there was another one, Arnold's Amateurs, and that whole weekend at the Arnold's at Birmingham.
That would have been an experience for you too. But
it'd have been class, man. But I had the Strongman and Strongwomen League on the Sunday, and I was like, these are the folk that like, have always been great with me. So I'm not going to then go. I've got not even a better gig. I've just got another gig because it probably wouldn't have been a better gig. But at the start of the weekend on the Friday and the Saturday, I was getting proper FOMO. By the time the Sunday had finished, I knew I'd made the right decision because it was what was right for me at the time.
I think that's a lot of people obviously know. Again, like you've said it before about what people see in social media. Your very famous line on your podcast yourself, but that's a part that people don't get to see about you. The decisions you're making to keep loyal to the ones who have been there for you at the start, which I think that's a big thing that people don't get to see and know about you. So it's a special part, mate.
I just think like there's so much in the sport that's great, and then there's elements that isn't, and I didn't want to be an element that wasn't by saying, "I fuck it, I'm going down for a weekend." Yeah. But I'd have loved to have done the Arnold's.
Of course.
And when it was Ant Brown. When I relayed it back to Ant, I was like, "Listen, I can't do the Sunday. I could do the Friday, Saturdays. I need you for the full weekend." And I was like, "Sound." I says, "But keep me in mind for future comps." Yeah. It was very respectful. The conversation was sound. It wasn't like I was being. He was being arsed. It was like very respectful through it all.
Good.
And I just was like, "It's
hopefully it's
right
left
for
the door
me."
Open. Hopefully it's left the door open. But again, you know what? See the Strong Women League. I'm sure they'll appreciate you having you there to do that as well. Very experienced, and obviously there are people that are coming through. In the Strong Women ranks. So
it was classic UK and Ireland's and Europe's there, because like say Amy Coy and Denise Palmer and Jen Baxter and that all done the Strong Women League, and now I'm watching them on a fucking European stage at the Natties.
Exactly, mate.
Like I was there at start. I'm only a small part of it. That, like they've got their own committee, they do all their own thing.
Yeah.
I'm just a small part of it that comes along and chat shit all day. But it's class to see that progression.
You've watched the progression. They'll be then. Probably makes them feel a bit more at ease knowing that they're seeing you there as well.
I think I've had that for a few folk. They like the fact that it's me there because they know what they're going to get.
Yeah, exactly, you know what you're going to get. And your friendly face that can go up and chat to them and probably put them at ease and all, you know, that see just chatting.
Maybe.
I'd say that's a big thing. Anyways, we've got the 180.
180, just for a wee single.
We'll get you that going.
I hate these suits.
I was just about, that's where I was going with this. So that was the first one with a suit on. How did you feel?
I can see stars.
Already?
But but it's because that's the first one I've had it on. It'll be fine. As long as the 210 moves, I'll get a good crack at the 225.
100%. I mean, it moved fairly comfortably. It's just getting into that position in it.
Are
you going to crank that tighter for the...
I'll take the straps off and then I'll put them on a wee bit tighter.
Mm-hmm.
I found the other week there, so beef ramped me into it. But I found the other week, because this is only single ply, when it rides up too much, I'll lose the pop at the bottom.
Right.
So if it's super tight, I don't get into it either, because the way it can end up, so you can see where I've got a wee bit there, but it will sit.
Even as it goes tighter.
It will sit like Cusack shots. And then...
we all know how short they are.
And then it's like, I don't get any pop. We do know how short they are. They are glorious, but I'll give him that. So.
He's too much in his heat, man. Let's not big him up anymore.
I've got a pair of these.
We've all got a pair.
I just don't have the legs that John does to pull them off.
John walks on his toes everywhere, so that's fine.
See, that's the one thing. See, because I've been at all different weights. That's the only thing that stayed. Loyal is my calves.
So is that the only thing we're going to change for the next set? Is the suit getting a bit tighter, or are you changing it?
I'll probably just leave it on like it is now and see how it feels, and then for the last one, I'll reset it.
We'll change it up.
So I'll take it off and reset it because it feels comfortable. There's no a lot of thing. The one thing, and again, I know like Ross isn't doing it today, but Ross will probably back me up on this one. You see a lot, like I've put it on myself, so you see a lot of folk who put the suits on and they're rounded.
Yes.
And I've always found it having your shoulders pinned back when you put it on.
That's where you're going to deadlift,
because that's where you're going to end up.
Yeah.
So if you put it on when you're standing like this and you're like getting it strapped in, it's going to pull you into that position because it's tight as fuck. You know what I mean?
100%.
So I don't know.
Let's get that correct.
I'm not a total expert on the suit. I'm more of a rank novice on it, but I try. At least it's not a triple ply today, which is a bonus.
Aye, you're no kidding. Triple plies are horrendous. Not that I want to talk about my own deadlifting, but when we were prepping for Scotland's before I decided to chuck it and go bodybuilder, we were doing like 270 and I think I nearly passed it a couple of times on like 3 or 4 reps. I was genuinely, and that was like, I wouldn't say that was meeting my max to it. That point I felt good, I felt strong, but it was just hitting me. You're halfway through like the 4th or 5th rep and it was just hitting you the start and you're like, oh no.
It's funny because folk always think they can reset and go again, and unless you've trained that way specifically, once folk are done, it's like the back toss. If you miss a couple of times, it's very rare you'll find a hero
100%.
rep. It's the same as a suit, unless you're conditioned to go again. You see folk 9 times out of 10, they're not getting another rep. See, once you stop, take a knee or put your hips up, you're done and dusted.
No, 100%.
It's just one of those, it's such a specialist bit of kit, but folk don't get the nuances in it.
No. I think it probably puts people off as well.
Aye.
How tight you actually get into it. And
Aye.
I think see when you have that experience of nearly passing out and slamming face first into the ground, it either makes you or breaks you, doesn't it? You either go, right, okay, we'll go again, or you go, nah.
I've seen a few belters with figure eights as well, mind you.
That's what I was using, that was the problem. I think when I started, I feel like I came out it right away, I was like, I'm not going down face.
But you get wrapped round the bar.
Aye, exactly. Face first, straight in and you're rolling on it.
Aye. At least it's rubber flowing. If I go face first on that,
let's just try and not do it anyways. Save that for another time.
Aye.
I don't think people need to see that the night of the day, Keldo.
You don't know. Well, that could be the viral clip that propels everything.
It could be.
Is me face first into the floor. Which probably wouldn't be the first time it happened to me.
Oh, I'm sure the Dodgers get a few stories for you.
we put in new green for the comp that we ran. And within 5 sets of dumbbell, it was already divots all over it for folk fucking dropping dumbbells. His wee face.
I'm sure he was delighted.
I called it out on the mic as well, as you do.
Aye.
Because again, like the push pull, I can kind of get away with what you want. But push pull's more that like wild feral crowd that you can just really get away with what you want.
It's mainly strongman fans that are going down there to watch that, innit? So
it's a bit like the qualifier as well. The qualifier's like the pilgrimage for the strongman fans.
That is
so you go down and you get to watch like 40, 50 of the best head to head. And they get to the final, and the final's for the crowd.
Aye.
Whereas the qualifiers for the core idiots that want to get down and stand in the either sun or piss and rain and watch.
It's mix of both. You either get sunburned or you get fucking drowned.
Last couple of years have been really good. Sunburn. Did you do the year we had the Fingles Fingers?
No, I was 2 years
ago.
After? So I was a year after. 2 years ago it wasn't quite pouring down, but it wasn't very nice.
Fingles was good, but it was roasting.
Aye, so that was a year before I done it, and then this year was Scots and all.
At least you got your hoodie.
I did. Felt like a imposter taking a
I've got one. I asked for one. I was like, sure.
I felt like an imposter.
I know I don't need one, but can I get one?
It's actually, see that hoodie and t-shirt, it's never been put on yet. It's getting kept away. I think they're the ones that are should have done it and never, so they're getting left to the side. I'll keep wearing the one that I actually competed in.
Did you watch that qualifier? I'm going to turn this around and start asking you questions. Did you watch that qualifier and just thought, I'd have been creeping out into the qualifying places if my training had stayed on trajectory?
I think, and obviously Ross was my coach at the time.
Aye.
I think,
and obviously no disrespect to the athletes in that group.
No disrespect to them. I think being modest, 1 or 2 reps of either the log or the axle for me at most. Deadlift, I think I'd got a good few reps at the deadlift because it was getting better and better until I decided no. My biggest one for me would have been farmers and yoke. I think I'd have struggled. I maybe wouldn't even have finished it, to be honest. And that might have been my downfall compared to the rest of them. I maybe wouldn't even have touched any qualification points, to be honest. Just because of that for me, because yoke's not my best, and it never was. And it was a big yoke. I think it was a big yoke into that. The drag, I fairly struggled with the drag the year before and almost completed it. I think had you made me run as well, my condition was getting better, but it would have depended on how quick I got them done and how quick I recovered to pull it. Because I seen the boys were struggling with the pull, And do you know what made me think maybe I couldn't have done that.
Aye.
So I don't know. In modesty, I don't know if I'd have got near. I might have pushed for a call-up spot.
Aye, in that sweet spot.
Aye, I
like
mean,
5 or 6 after.
Maybe that's me probably being generous as well, but.
But at least there's I respect that level of honesty on that one, because other people would just might have just thought, I was 100% making it.
Nah. Even watching it again did give me a wee bit of excitement, but then I walked away going, nah, I'm alright. Like, I feel like we'll talk about that maybe towards the end. You see some of the boys going full on, exerting themselves, crashing out, the pain barriers like getting broken. I don't think I was in the mindset for that again anytime soon, and I'm probably still not. Like, I want a different pain barrier where like you get the pump and you feel and you're working through like exhaustion, but that's no exhaustion. That's that's game over moments, and then you have to get back up and do another event. Like, you need to be ready in the mindset for that to bear that pain level.
But that goes back to what we were talking about earlier on as well. Though, you could, like, even if your training had been good enough, if you had the heart or the mindset to go, right, I need to, like that, was it 360 to 130 for the yoke into farmers?
Yep.
And that's a weight, you know what I mean?
Aye. That's what I mean.
And then what's the final this year? 440 or something?
Something like that, innit? So again, that's a lot.
Aye.
That's a lot. Good. How'd that one feel?
Slow.
I mean,
it's one of those ones as well, but it'll feel slow with arm because it feels like, but it maybe doesn't look as slow as it felt.
No, I don't think it looked. I think it looked consistent.
Aye.
It looked like a straight pull. It wasn't like there was no sticking points. There was no jerking points. It was a straight pull. Did it go how you expected, or did you expect it to be different?
No, I didn't expect it. I've never been quick off the floor, barring a few. I've always been better. I'm actually usually better on a stiff like an axle or from height. But again, it's because of where my sticking point is. But
so what are we changing for the next one? Just a bit tighter on the suit, or are you going to keep it? Or?
I'm going to change the aggression levels on it.
Right.
Like you were.
So we're going to see a different.
Aye.
What we're going to do? Like, what is going to get you going? Tell me, or what do you usually do and might change?
There'll be just a point where I'm just blacking out everything and just keeping like it's me and the bar type thing. I know it's all the whole like you versus you, but it's just like getting into that where it's like, right, it's now or never. Like, I either pull it, you either pull it, you don't, which is very black or white. But it needs to be aggressive. Like, I feel as if I lacked a bit of aggression on that one, which is where I've let myself down a wee bit.
Yeah.
So the aggression levels will need to change. But like so, that's just one of the ones that's once I get into the mindset, I'm just like, right, I need to. A lot of folk do, like, you heard Eddie Hall done a lot of talk about like whole like imagining like really dark scenarios, but
100%.
It's well know you can do that on a regular basis.
I think that takes a special moment to be able to get into that, innit?
That training set is your heavy training set.
Aye. No, that's what I mean. I think it was one of the night spots. Like, I think I was in at night. Oh, it's funny because I'm sure like 2 or 3 weeks before we had a conversation, because I couldn't hit like 230 or something in the suit, and I was struggling. And I think you said to me, I really need you to be hitting 250 in the next week or two.
Aye.
And I mean, I woke up at 4 a.m, went down to the hostel and hit 250 for sets of 5 and sent him like a 4 a.m. voice note, like, fuck you.
I'm very, on that, right? Like, talk about mindset. I'm very much like, if I can focus on a fuck you to somebody. See, when I done the OSG prep, it's the most feral I ever went on a prep. I done I think it was 111 on the log for a double. And I done 385 on the yoke. And I missed it by a metre.
Yeah.
And yokes, like we were talking about, yokes one of the ones that in theory should be one and done.
Yes.
And Beef said to me, he's like, we'll put knee wraps. I says, I'm going again. He's like, you're maybe just putting 360, your last week's 360. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm determined to prove, like, if I wanted to prove anything, I want to prove I was decent at yoke. I was like, I'm determined here. I was like, I'm going for it. And he's like, if you go for it, you need to hit it. There's no half measures here. It's hit it. He says, we'll put knee wraps on. Or I was like, I'll just leave me as I am. I'll promise you I'll fucking nail it. And I just sat in the back corner, headphones in, focused, hyper-focused, just sat, breathed through it. And then when I got underneath it, I was like step by step. Because on the first time I tried the 6, I caught a slight divot and it came off my back and I was gutted. but there's videos on my Insta from it, and I was going fucking nuts, like screaming about. I was going mental. But
So I know obviously we're deadlifting today, right? But see, going on that topic again, when you're saying about you sat back, hyper focused and all that, part of the mindset questions would be something like, would you sit and visualise that beforehand?
a wee bit, aye. Because I got so close to the finishing line, but
Yeah.
like I know that a couple of weeks, like Masters wasn't a couple of weeks ago, but like 8 kilos ago in body weight and in a triple ply suit, I hit 250 for a double. Like I should be hitting this today. Like if I don't hit it, is it a disaster? No, because I've not got anything specific to train for.
No.
But theoretically, those numbers are on my sheet for a reason. I should be hitting them.
And can you remember back, see when you had your headphones on, sitting in the back, focusing, probably visualising because you nearly hit the line? Are you telling yourself anything or no?
I was like, I was just basically, there was no way I'm feeling this. There's no way. And like, I think out of all that, I think there was maybe 23, 24 years that done that. That was the first year they done the Masters under 105 for OSG Worlds, and there was maybe like 24 years. And I think I was like top 6 or 7 on the yoke. Like the rest of them were subpar, and I was nowhere near qualified. But I wanted it. It was the same idea. I didn't have any specific to train for, so I wanted something to train for. I was like, I need a goal. I need something to hit here, and that was what it was. And the 380. I've never get close to 385 again. I was peaked beautifully for it, and the fact that I managed to do 11 meters on it was.
Aye.
And anybody who's trained in Dodge knows their yoke's one of the worst out there.
Aye, it is. Aye.
It's like 45 kilos. It's shaky. It's sugary. Like 385 on that. Like it's apple. It's comparing apples and oranges in it, but. I think if we'd have had maybe like a more solid yoke, I'd have probably been all right on the first one. But that wobble and everything else just went. I was like, but it's one of those ones. It's that if you're anti-head boss type thing, like you can't be like, the same as hypothetically, like we were talking about you qualifying. There's got to be an element of realism and go, well, even if it had been a more solid yoke, there's no to say that my body would have coped with it. Maybe I was used to that rattle.
Aye, exactly.
So
no, I agree with you there. Like competitions are different, right? Everybody's got their own mindset games for competition. See, you just talk training to me. Do you ever get nervous before you do any big lifts in training, like any 1 rep maxes or?
Aye.
Like,
but I think again it goes in the element of danger for it as well. Right. Like a heavy squat, especially if I know I'm training myself. There's that element of fear, but I think
is it fear of injury, fear of failure?
Both. I think more the failure than anything else.
Right.
But I think squat's one of those ones as well. Like if you've not been taught how to dump a bar properly, it becomes more dangerous.
100%.
Like there's ways and means of getting the bar off your back to make it safe, and I think you see a lot of that. Like you were talking earlier on about red flags. Maybe one of those ones is people not being taught how to get rid of a back, because you can drop a log, or you can drop a deadlift, and again,
how to safely get away.
But safely getting out from under a squat's a different ball game altogether.
Safe a spotter as well sometimes can be a.
Sometimes they're like, especially if you think you've got it and they don't. We had one with Rachel, and I don't know if it was me. I think it was me, and I'd went to bail her out on her second one. I thought she was going to chew my face off. She had it.
I know it's an opinion at that point. It's a hard one to get around because they might feel that they did. I know. I get you. So
whereas if I go for this and it's rooted or it doesn't go, then it doesn't go.
Yeah,
like 100%. Worst case scenario is a twinge or pull something, but again, there's always that element on anything.
That's where I think it's different training to competing, and you can maybe give me your input on that because you've competed many times as well. There's a different, and my thoughts are there's a different level of nervousness in training, because it can just be you and an implement or a bar, but see when you're competing, you get nerves because you're competing, you're nervous because there's a lift coming up the event, you're competing against other folk who are maybe doing good, but then they nerves become almost like a enhancement and a benefit to you.
I like competing. I used to play football, so I use that 90 minutes as like I like the blacking out element where you're not thinking about anything.
That's the best.
Like I walked onto the pitch and I wasn't worried about, oh fuck, I've got bills to pay this week.
You can shut off of the world.
Shutting off, and it's the same.
The gym.
It's obviously smaller increments and time wise, but like even like the day, there's been no thoughts in the back of my head apart from like, I've got bench, I've got deadlifts, I've got some rows and stuff like that. So it's just one of those ones, isn't it? Whereas everybody's different. Some people like to use their day to day, whereas I'm like
that'll fuel them a wee bit rather than letting them shut off for a while.
I'm going to ask Ross to help put me in this, but
Ross,
yourself, right? Are you happy with yours?
No, it's fine where it is. It just needs to be up and in.
See where.
Just so so it's even and thingied. It's mad as well because I'm 6'2" and Ross is like 7 foot.
See the boss event on his tiptoes there to prove it.
He's showing off his crafts. I know your fucking game, Brim. One of my favourite memories was one of my very first comps, and it was one of the first times I met Ross, and I'd had a fucking mare on the deadlift, and I don't know if you remember it, but it was the straps. I had never used figure eights, so I used normal straps. And after I failed the first couple, I couldn't get my grip right.
Oh no!
And I had a nightmare. And this will tell you more about what we're talking about. So, my grip's always been poor. So I had a poor event on Farmers. The last event was Stone Over Bar, and I was top 3 or 4 on it. I went out and I was like, "Fuck everybody." I was like, I don't care who you are. I'm nailing yous on this. And I went out and went full send. You can hear him in the background. Big booming voice.
You can hear that
miss him. But one of those ones is just like, I'm full sending this year.
Good.
Like, I drove all the way down in the morning, competed, done all right on the overhead like I usually did. Deadlifts a nightmare, Farmers a nightmare. And I was like, I'm having this on Stones. Like, nobody's beating me. And I think I was like 4th or something like that.
It was good.
I did fling my medal out the window on the way home, but...
Right, mate.
Come on, man, let's fucking go. Get switched on. Come on, keldo. Let's fucking go, man.
Go on.
Up. Let's go.
Get it, keldo.
Come on.
Go on.
Come on, keldo.
Good. I can actually...
There was absolutely no way I was putting that bar in.
Mate, I can hear Taz shouting no rep somewhere.
There's no way I was putting that bar in.
Send my edge,
No rep.
Just, he'll send a message later saying no rep, probably. Your immediate one's right after that because you're burst, you're in a different mindset, you're now coming down for it, right? So, Be honest, keldo. I know you've just said to me a minute ago you weren't dropping it, but any point you're doubting it.
Aye, it slid back down towards my knee.
Right, and then you're thinking...
I'm almost certain there was downward motion on that.
Well, I mean, we'll get to see it back eventually, but I take it, so that's what you thought, oh no, this is going back down?
Aye. It's like, I'm not being episode 1 and embarrassing myself on that.
It was never going to be an embarrassment.
I was like, genuinely thought it was a point.
Anything from that hurting?
Nah, maybe I'll end up bruised there.
Aye, because of the bar sitting.
Aye.
Fair enough. I mean, I feel like you done well with it to grind it out.
Aye.
Like I've said, strongman's... So what I've learned recently is strongman's obviously an element of control and movement, but there's a lot of A to B, regardless of how we get there. There can be ridiculous movements as long as it goes, and I feel like you just proved us there because you didn't let it go, you stuck it out, and that to me is a different mindset of wanting to get it and no, and that's what you've just done. You've just shown that to us.
You get slaughtered for that sort of lift, but in normal circumstances, I've never really been good at that sit and hitch, but I had to do it for the last week before Masters prep. I'd done the sit and hitch, and it was like, I'm no good at it.
Yeah.
But as soon as I get my knees underneath that, I was like, I'm 100% not putting this fucking bar down.
You done well, mate. That was a cracking lift. You got working sets now to do?
I'm going to do a couple. I'm going to take the suit back off, do a couple of doubles at 180, and then I've got pendlay rows. In fact, 180, and then I've got pauses, and then pendlays. I think it's 180, 140, and then 100.
Cool. You think, have you got a time before you drop it down, but because obviously that... So, right, talk me through, well, I've got you then. You put your headphones in, you put your song on that you wanted, you pulled your hat down. What was going through your mind?
I think it's because the only thing, once that hat's like, when I'm like this, I can still see like gym floor, but when I go from there to there, it's pretty much just me versus the bar.
What are you telling yourself? But
that's it.
You talk like just...
I try to black out on it.
Right.
I just try to
So stop thinking and just lift.
It's the same as what we were saying about a minute ago as well. It's like, there's nothing, for those 20-30 seconds, it's like me versus it. And I know it's that old cliche, it's you versus you, but like, I'm not training for anything. It's like, it's the most I've built in a single ply. It's just again, it's the training block's a wee bit of fun, but you also don't want to miss lifts. So I mean, like I think last week I went in, I was very poorly fueled, and I missed 2:15. So given that last week I was nowhere near my numbers, and I built 2:10, 2:25, I'm not going to
What kind of
complain.
bar was that on?
That was a deadlift bar last week as well.
And now
So
we're kind of on a bastard bar now.
Aye.
You're pulling it heavier weight and mate, it moved.
aye,
We got it locked out at the end of the day.
proper lockout as well. Not like the
Aye, it was proper.
not like the OSG qualifiers, boys.
Oh.
I did enjoy my Andrew. Did you see my Andrew Goodlad thing yesterday with the dumbbell?
I did. It was good. I liked that one.
I couldn't help myself. He was looking so good doing his dumbbells. I was like, oh, I need a favour.
Your editing was almost Justin Craig-esque.
Do you know? He was. I done that while we were still in the gym as well. He was very surprised at how quickly I managed to put that together.
It was really good. Keldo, actually just finished your session, mate. How do you feel the day went?
Aye, I hit everything I had to, so I can't complain. I'd say last week I missed the deadlift. Yesterday I missed the press, so it's good to know that on day 2 I can hit it on the bench. Just need to nail it on the overhead. And say last week I failed 10 kilos less on the dead, but
Aye.
I wasn't in any sort of mindset for the last week.
What about? So you're happy with the day, then? That's basically what.
Aye.
Cool. And what was the biggest win for the day? Do you think was it your press or was it your deads?
I want to say the deads because I fought for it, but I think the press because I feel as if I'm making progress on that.
Mm-hmm.
Like deadlift's always been a really weird one for me. I've never been a great deadlifter. It's never been something that's been strong for me, and I just chip away at it. And I've always been running about these numbers. I've never really, like, apart from, I think I'd done the OSG prep that I was taught about. I think I hit 262.5 on the axle.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I was like triple ply, hype through the roof, and I treated it like a comp day. So things like that. But getting the reps in and getting some work done on deadlifts is always a bonus for me.
100%. So funny enough, one of the questions on this that I've got down for pre-planned, by the way, didn't I actually mean this, is what was the moment you had to dig deep? And I think we kind of seen that in the deadlift when you had to dig deep in that last bit and you fought for it. So, so I know you've not really. I know you're saying about. We spoke earlier about the fact that you've not really got anything planned yet. You're maybe going to do like a lift at the push-pull session. You don't know what probably deadlift, but if you were say you're going to go for a deadlift at the push-pull and you maybe got a number in your head that you don't want to see out yet, what's today put you in the thought process for that?
I think knowing that I can go for that single ply into a triple ply and pull that smoother. I know that I'd lost the weight for the Masters comp and I'd hit 250 in the triple ply, then I know that anything over that. I think being humble with your or realistic with your shouts as well.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to be turned around and say after being doing this for so long, say, oh, I'm hitting 280, 290. Like anything that's a PB will be a bonus on the day. I think sometimes there's an element of everybody wants to run before they can walk.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, and I think like 300 is obviously a number because it was a number for the qualifier for so long. I think everybody wants to hit that 300.
It's a milestone.
It's a milestone number, and like, would I love to hit it one day? Absolutely. Do I think I can? I mean, if consistency creeps in and I train properly and I'm everything else, then probably. But if I do chuck the sport and I don't ever hit that number, I'm not going to. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. But it'd be nice to go, oh, I've done that.
100%.
Like on a proper deadlift bar and a setup. But like wee wins, like I'm very much like wee wins they mount up. I think it's the same way when it comes to like in life, like wee gestures. Like you were saying like, about the sharing the post, for example. Like wee gestures for your mates. It doesn't need to be a grand gesture. Wee things, and taking those wee jumps on lifts is better than taking none at all.
Definitely, the wee gestures. I mean, like you say, we've got a good group. I know you've got plenty of groups, but we've got a good group where like all the boys support and share each other. Don't get me wrong, they all slag each other and all, but that's what it's all about, in my opinion. But
I think we need these. Like we were talking about elements in this, but I think we need those wee safe spaces where we're just not ourselves, but where you can say anything without the fear of, oh, you're wrong. Like I don't mind if I'm wrong, but there's a way to do it, and like
definitely.
There's definitely this element where people want to jump up and do no stuff. I made a joke about the OSG thing, like yesterday with the post with Andrew Goodlad, and like I made a joke at the end of the deadlift that it was locked out. I don't even know if it was actually, but like those, that's more of a fun thing. But you'll see that this week especially, there's been a real fucking element of like people want to take each other down, and it's just that it stings a wee bit because you don't want it to look like that. Whereas like you said, we've got our own wee group where we'll go for our nights out and we've all got each other's back, and it's good to have that.
Definitely. Keldo, what kind of competitor are you?
So Stirling Strongest, right? This wasn't the one I done, but I got asked at the start of Stirling Strongest. I was standing with Nicola and Bennett, and she says, "What's the plan for the day?" And so the way that they ran it was only top 5 went to day stones, and I was like, my plan for the day is make sure somebody goes home knowing that cost them day stones. Like, I know if I'm not winning, but I'm going all out. Like, I genuinely was like, I don't care who it is, but somebody's going up the road knowing that they finished 6th because I took points off them in my good events. I knew I was going to be. Like, I finished the deadlift ladder. It was one of those rare comps where the weights were manageable, and I finished the ladder, but I was like second last. It was slow. The guy that won it was Callum Elder, I think, and he done it in like 9.5 seconds, 4 bars, like bang, 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 bang. And I'm like, I'm just going to pull them. And I think I misgrooved on the trap bar, and I was like, I just want to finish this. But then I was like 4th on yoke, and I was like, I'm having everybody on this.
So then, to sum up my thought on...
I'm a vindictive competitor. I'm like, I'm having you on this event.
You like to know that you've caused enough problems for everybody else, basically. You don't want to just go in and just enjoy yourself. You want to go in and know that I've made people work.
That's probably it. Is if I've not, like, we spoke about it like 7 years I've been doing it. The first comp I done, I podiumed. I should have podiumed and didn't. I didn't get announced. That was the only comp all my family's been at. They all came to watch me do my first comp. I was like, I know it was only a beginner's comp, but they didn't do the account back, and I get no podium spot, and then get told the next day there'd been a fuck up with it, and I'm like, been nice for everybody to see that. And I've podiumed in another couple of comps, but the ones I've podiumed is I've been 3 out of 3.
Aye.
And that's not, as far as I'm concerned, I know it is, but you can only beat what's there on the day, but...
Aye, no, absolutely.
But they don't hold any sort of special like meaning to me or anything like
that.
Yeah. And then, so I'm just like, I know that if I put on the best showing on my good events, everybody needs to work round about me.
Man.
And the same as like when I said, I think I shocked a few on the sandbag, the Husa bag at the Masters. Like, folk were like, oh fuck, you can move.
Aye, exactly. Element of surprise.
I think I shocked myself too.
So then, next one that leads into this one then, it might fall under that because you kind of done it. Do you enjoy the pressure of competing?
Aye, I didn't used to. I used to be really bad. Like, I remember doing Scottish natties at Hostile, and I should have, this is the whole shoulda, coulda, woulda. The way my prep went, I should have hit 3 reps on the log, and there was a lot of stuff going on in the background. There was a lot of stuff like outside the gym that I'm not going to use as an excuse to affect me, because as I've said, like, I block all that out on the day.
100%.
But the stressors leading up to it maybe created a factor. But again, I should have hit 3, I hit none, and I had a meltdown, like a proper meltdown. Mm-hmm. And the same as that, like the comp that was talked about when I met Ross, like after the 3rd rep on the deadlift, my straps went and I couldn't fix them, and I tried to raw dog it and everything went wrong, and I was like, I'd checked out, but I'll always find my way back in. There was one I'd done Hulls a couple of years ago, and the 2 events that I'd trained the hardest for I zeroed. And it was an inters comp, so it was a 110 kilo log for reps outdoors, all over the place. Mm-hmm. Like, people don't expect it to be, but this is, you know, if we do the qualifier. And then we done a van deadlift, and without a word of lie, the van deadlift was the weight they done for Worlds in like 2004. It was like 365 kilos.
That's mental.
But there's no excuse because other people had it.
But
I zeroed it, and I sat there on my FaceTime with a pal, and I was like, I'm getting home. Like, you've travelled all the way down. In fact, I think it might have been my first 105s comp. I was like, I'm going abroad. And they're like, Becca, it was Becca, and Becca's like, listen, just have some fun with the rest of the day. So I went out, smashed a load of medley, which is unusual for me, because I was like, I'm not too keen on this, done all right. Fingers was the first time I'd done that, and then stones, so I was like, class. But I always managed it. It was the same mindset I had in football. Like, if I'd had a bad 15 minutes or a bad spell, there's always a way to drag yourself back in, even if it's fucking...
You need to break that barrier.
Even if it's putting someone at the park.
You need to break a barrier, though, innit? In your opinion, because you've been around a lot of them anyways, and you've watched a lot of them, and you're coached by one of them, what separates a winner from everybody else?
I think it's that mindset to get it done when they don't want to. I think dragging yourself in, even on the sessions that feel absolute dog shit, and they can still drag yourself in and get it done, and putting those factors at the door, and finding those small wins, like you see it in these guys, like, and I've been lucky enough over the last couple of years where I've trained around all sorts of guys. Like, I'm so humbled and like privileged in my position that I get to watch these guys at comps from the comp floor. I get to be around them when they're doing their comp preps, all that sort of thing. And I think just being able to flick that switch and be able to know, like, it's maybe not an arrogance thing, but
No.
they've got that air of that, like,
They know they
you're
can.
not touching me today.
Aye, exactly.
And it's the same idea, but if they have a bad event, it's how they recover from it and
Exactly.
drag themselves back in.
Exactly. One word answer. What's harder, training or competing?
Training.
Training.
Aye.
Right, I know I asked you one word, but now tell me why you think that.
It's more work. There's 100% more work. And I think, I've had this discussion before actually with somebody, and I was like, we were having a back and forth about competing, and I did a wee rant. Unusual for me, but I had a wee rant, and I was like, fucking competitors are messy bastards. So I was like, leave it out like that, blah, 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 and they're like, I know, but we're competing. I'm like, I tell you what, then we'll run a comp where the competitors put their own bars out and do all that stuff.
That's
and
true.
I was like, then you can ref yourselves as well and just hire a gym and do it that way. And they're like, oh, that wouldn't work.
Of course it would do.
So like today, I've been lucky enough that, look, I've had you here, Ross here, give me a hand out and all that stuff, like having a couple of bodies to help me load the bar. But like when you're competing, you do your warm up, there's maybe 12, 13 E's, you're all loading at the same time, so there's a bit less stress.
Yeah.
It's a bit, you get a bit of banter, and then you switch on for that 60 seconds. Whereas like if I had to do second and third set on that the night,
You're doing it yourself and then putting it all away yourself.
and it'd feel like Doug Dirt, man. You'd be like,
Get one more kind of more serious one, then we've got a couple of decent endings, right? So, what keeps you motivated long term in this sport?
I think it's, everybody can say it, but I genuinely love it. Like I found the sport by accident, and like without getting overly emotional, like I put something up the other day, and it was the thing with Gregor, my mate, who passed away. He went missing, and he went missing the weekend after I'd competed. I can never make it through this conversation, but like he'd sent me, he knew how to fire me up, same idea, so he'd sent me a picture to annoy me.
Yeah.
And he's like, I know you won't need it this weekend, but use this as a bit of motivation.
Yeah.
And then he was at his brother's wedding and went missing. And I think I hung about playing football too long in his memory, and I kind of done both. And then I just found that the football thing was class because I had a Wednesday night training and I played.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the silence that it gave my head.
Aye.
It was those moments of just like deadness between the ears where it's just like,
No.
I know it's primal's probably maybe the wrong word to use, but it's almost primal where you're like, I just need to stand here and lift that up, or I need to squat it. Like, so I found a wee bit of solace in that where it was dead space, and I just enjoy that. And when I get more involved in comps, like I done a lot of helping at comps as well. I would plate loading and stuff like that before I get in. I was lucky enough to do a bit of MCing, and I just love seeing the wins, and I get to see them from the best position.
You do, aye.
Like you're sitting, like I'm at somebody's batter, I'm writing, and getting to be the voice behind. Most of them don't hear you, but getting to like even taking the weekend for Europe's, getting to announce Craig Lewis as Masters champ, like
it's even better because it's like somebody we know quite personally.
When I got to announce, it was Luke Young. I think he won the 90s, 90s. At the UK and Irelands, or he was second or something. I think he'd finished second because Tom Butts had won it, and I was genuinely emotional, like because it's Rachel, for example, when I was emceeing for Scotland's Strongest Women, like I knew what she needed to do to finish second and be on that spot where she could qualify for Brits Giants Live, and I've never been more nervous with a mic in my hand in my life. But I love that feeling. I love that, but I still get it's that. I get major post-comp blues when it comes to big comps MCing, but I've got better at managing it.
Aye, I mean, you've watched it over time, mate. You've got really good at it, man. Nobody could take that away from you. What would you tell somebody who was either just starting strongman, strongwoman, or has thought about it but not took a leap yet?
I think finding a good facility is key.
Is that like meaning
training
room, community?
Aye.
Group of people.
It doesn't even need to be a group of people, but like you look at what Ross has put together, like, it's easy to use the day as an advert for the gym, but it should be because he's going to, when it's done, it'll be a community. Like you said, there was like 70 odd bodies in here. And
exactly.
Like, and the reach is that, like finding the right people that you fit with and click with. Ultimately, I think helps because it's a solo sport, but I think it's still a team game.
Oh, definitely, I agree with you. I think anybody who goes to a comp, even if they've not started the maybe competing themselves or training themselves, I think if they go to a comp and see that was what I used to say to like family that would come to watch me or friends being like, you don't just like, I am competing against 10, 12, 20, 30 people, but everybody's supporting everybody. Like I could be there and I'm there with nobody, and yet there's a crowd shouting me because they want to see me still do it. And I think that's the difference.
I've never been on a football pitch and hoped the opposition striker
Exactly.
scored. But I tell you what, if I'm watching you, if I've finished deadlift and you're standing next to me still doing reps, I'll be cheering on.
Aye, of course you do.
So it's a total different. It's totally different. It's like I've genuinely never went. He's get by me. I hope he sticks one in the back of the net. I hope somebody wipes him out.
What do you want? What do you want people to remember you as? Like, so on this I've got athlete, right? But given, I'd say this day and age, you're starting to become more known as MC and commentating and involved in comps in every way possible. But what do you want people to remember you as?
I think just maybe as a positive influence in the sport, and not even influence. I hate thinking to myself like I influence anything, but even just a positive thing to be around, person to be around. Like there's nothing groundbreaking about what I've done. Like Martin and Andy Kearney were doing this before me. Like there's guys who've MC'd before me who are still great MCs. But I think just like I enjoy the fact that some people enjoy having me at comp as well. Like, I got a really nice message off Daniel Maslin's partner, Charlotte, and she messaged after the qualifier. She's like, and her and Stevie Stones actually had both said that was the best I've seen you on a mic. Like wee things like that. Like, and they're like, oh, you must get this all the time, but I don't, because people that used to see me at comp, I don't get any feedback anymore. I love a bit of feedback. Like if I've done something wrong, tell me. I absolutely butchered one of the French lassies' names at Europe's, and she slaughtered me. Not slaughtered, but she had it was a fun pop at me. But she called me out. She's like, "Is that you butcher my name in the background?" And I was like, "Yes."
Actually, I don't know if I really know this because you kind of broke it into the story. But one of the questions here is, why strongman over everything else? I kind of know how you found it by accident, right? You don't need to go over that side again. I know it's an emotional part, but like, why did you then pick it and stick with it?
I enjoyed the community aspect. I enjoyed when I played football, I was very much in the middle of everything that went on, and I found myself again very much in the middle of everything that goes on, and I'm not mad about it. Like I put myself in these positions as much as like other people do. I could sit and complain about being busy, but I'm busy because it's my own design. And I think sticking around was because I found so many people who were like-minded, and I just enjoyed getting on with it. It's like Scotland. I say Scotland's like it's a massive day out where you're just seeing all your mates. The qualifier is very much like that as well. Do you know what I mean?
What do you think strongman's changed you as a person outside the like training and gym environment?
Aye, probably. I think I'm more confident.
Because of that, because of the environment, the community, doing things that maybe out your comfort zone.
Aye, I definitely think I'm more confident. I think I was never the most confident. I always battled with issues with my weight and stuff like that. I was very like in my head about it, and then like I know I got into when I first started, I got into that whole mass moves mass thing, and I ballooned up to 120. Then I decided to go to 90, so I cut down to 90, and now I'm like back up tail end of 110, but I'm going to bring some weight back off, and it's just like, as much as my weight yo-yos, it's not my focal point anymore.
I get you. Do you think people understand how brutal the strongman sport is?
I think they see the nosebleeds and the cut shins, and it's always the memes and everything else, and they're like, that looks hard to do, but I think until you step in and you're like, this is what you need to do to get through a day, and that's what we used to talk about. Some sessions, especially when you're in prep, can take 3-4 hours because you're trying to focus on the in-between stuff and your recovery side, and you're into it, and like you say, there could be moments where you're like ripping shins open, and you're having to then like patch yourself up or ruin your hands or your training, and you need to lift my callus. Like I tore my callus at a powerlifting comp, and I genuinely super glued it back on because I still had another lift to do. And then what I done was I forgot. Right, this is just a stupid story for you, but I went to press it down with my finger, so it was actually this pad here, right? And I went to press it down with my finger, so it stuck. And I was like, shit, my finger's going to stick to that. No. So I was like, I know what I'll do. I'll press it against my singlet, and then when I pulled it away, the skin was there. So I just opened it up. So I basically just had this pack with glue. But like you're saying, running backwards, Lisa, my partner, my girlfriend, who has been so supportive of me, like she comes to the comps with me, she's helping out in natties, she's prepping for her first comp, and I think it's that moment where she's like, I think she always wondered what took me so long when I trained.
But now
She's
she's
like, "You're away for it." She never questioned it, wasn't it? She's like, "You've been away for hours." She's like, "Good session, aye, what you doing?" You tell her, and she's like,
How did it take that long?
How did it take that long? And now she's prepping for her own comp. She's like, I can see how it takes that long.
It does take over, doesn't it? It takes over life a wee bit. What's your best moment in the sport so far? Whether it's competing, training, or watching people, or doing your MC, whatever.
I genuinely, I've been involved with so many. I don't think I could pick, and
Yeah,
that's such a cop out. I think there's been moments, maybe like realistically, probably what we spoke about earlier, the OSG Masters prep. I never thought I would do an OSG prep until they brought in the under 105 Masters, and I was nowhere close to getting to Worlds, but I put everything in it, like everything. Like I always prep well to an extent, and then I'll have the meltdowns. Like it gets to 3 or 4 weeks before comp, and I'm like, stops moving, and whatever else. But that I was just like on it.
Yeah,
I was firing all cylinders. There's been so many moments, but where I've been on the mic for records and like just seeing, like I get, so again, it goes back to being feeling privileged because I get to see so much mental stuff. But like even getting to announce like your mates finishing in a qualifying spot or whatever else, like
or winning if certain big comps, Scotland's strongest man,
but like getting to be on the table when Beef won Scotland, and then I ran off.
Exactly.
I just bailed. I was like,
I think that was understandable.
I was like, I'm out. It's like Nicola Dean.
This is lead into the next one then. What's the most humbling moment in strongman you've had?
Genuinely walking in and people recognising me. Like I always thought I skated under the radar. And then now it's like you walk in and again, I don't want to sound conceited. Or I tell you the most humbling moment, actually, I'm going to scrap that. The most humbling moment was when Nicola and Bennett phoned me and she's like, "You've done so much this year and we're making t-shirts for you. And you've got no say in the matter." And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Oh, we're going to sell t-shirts with your face on it." And I'm like, "Please don't." I was like, please don't. Like, I don't. But she done it anyway. So still getting to see Beef comes in and trains in it every now and again, and Craig Lewis was wearing it last week. I walked in and Craig had his King Keldo t-shirt on.
I think mine's is in my drawer somewhere.
So that was pretty humbling, is the fact that even the patches, when I was doing the podcast,
the patches were good.
The patches, like even that, people just going out their way to support everything. It's the same as we were saying, if the people who support everything you do is really humbling. And I think that's probably part of the reason why I love it so much as well.
Yeah. In your opinion, what event deserves the most respect?
I'm a sucker for heavy yoke because it is an absolute CNS killer.
I agree with you. It's pretty much a killer.
It is an absolute killer. It destroys you, and it's one of those ones that, when you start training it heavy, you know what's coming. And it's like it is literally that's the definition of inch by inch.
100%. Who's got the scariest game face in the sport that you've seen? I don't even mean watching TV. I mean in person. Who have you seen that's got a scary game face that just goes with it?
Crozier has fun with it, but when you see him switch himself on,
I agree with you.
Scraping his eyes with his straps.
That's probably one of the worst things.
He done it one night in Dodge, and his eyes were bleeding, like physically bleeding for the scratching he gave them.
And yet 9 times out of 10 he's so calm and he makes funny things and has a laugh, but then
Beef
he
as well.
To
Beef's very much
Beef
like
change,
he flips on a penny, like he's like done. And he's like he'll go for it, and then next thing you know he's like boom.
I feel like one of the ones that stands out to me sometimes I've seen him with Scott Fraser, and always seems to just he can just change and become like a monster. And he just starts shouting and you're like, what the fuck? And then he just lifts in and you're like, fuck me.
There's a lot of those boys at that level, but you could probably just sit and
100%.
Like, I've again been lucky enough to have trained round about some of them.
Aye. Keldo, I'm coming to the end here, so what's next for you?
Nothing. Like comp wise, I say maybe something at the push pull.
Right.
What's next for me, MC wise? What is next? I think I've got a rare 5 weeks without a comp.
Wow. What about bringing back the podcast? I'm sure there's a few people who'd quite like to have that on.
I have had been Andrea Gaffney and Beef are probably two of the biggest cheerleaders for bringing it back. Beef's been at me, and he'll make it very passive aggressive, subtle digs in the group chat. He's like, "Remember we used to have a podcast last night on Thursday?" And I think bringing it back, but not at the frequency I've done it.
No, you could maybe space it out a bit more, but I think there would be a lot of people that would like to see it come back, me included. You almost tried to turn mine on me at the start, asking me questions at times.
Finlay Mercer done that to me, so I was doing it.
You nearly done it back to me, but
I think there's once I find a level playing field for the rest of the year, there's definitely potential to bring it back.
I think you should.
I do miss it. I do miss getting to talk to the people. Everybody always thought I was wanting to talk to specific people, but I just wanted to talk to people who interested me.
Yeah.
And like maybe people had seen it comps but never had a chance to. So like
Get to know
like
them.
that,
That'll be get to know as well. Brings out a different field, doesn't it? Right. Just before we go then, what's your
On the spot.
message? What's your message to anybody who's watching? Maybe it could be anything related to strongman, it could just be anything in general. What's your message to them?
Just enjoy it and walk before you can run. Like
Aye.
everybody's get, I get everybody's got big aims and stuff like that, but walking before you run, like small steps. It doesn't. You don't need to be 100 mile an hour at it. The risk of burnout's real, man.
Yeah.
Like real. Like you see folk come in and they come in like a whirlwind, and then as soon as they're in, they're back out again.
Mhm.
Like if get the enjoyment out of being part of the sport as well. Like really enjoy it because there's nothing like it. I don't think there really isn't. Like
No, I
I say
agree.
the same. The football analogy is the best one I can think of. Like I've never thought I want to see my opponent do well on a
No,
football pitch.
you're spot on.
When I played rugby, I never thought, oh, that was a good hit. I'm like, I'm going to get you for that.
Aye.
Because I played rugby at school, and then like, but the football thing, I played football for like 14, 15 years. Not at a great level, but like to an okay level.
Aye.
And I've never once went, fuck it, I want it. But in this sport, everybody wants to see everybody doing well. Like you genuinely get it when you see folk in the podiums and folk are genuinely buzzing for them. So it's, just enjoy it as much as you can because I've said this before about the MC stuff as well. I like to thank the organisers at the end of every comp because as soon as I stop doing that, I maybe feel as if I've overstayed my welcome.
Aye.
So I'd rather say thanks and like show my appreciation because I don't know when the last time I'll pick a mic up is.
No.
But it will happen.
At some point, but
It will happen. So
hopefully
like
it's a
the
long
same,
time away.
but it's the same as a barbell or a squat or
Yeah.
like you don't know when the last time you're going to pick it up was. So just enjoy it while you've got it
Yeah.
because ultimately we're all not in this sport forever.
No, I know. Aye, you're right, man. You're right, mate. Honestly, I know you personally. We've had a lot of chats, a lot of
Aye.
time. I've been training around about you, but I got to see a wee bit of different sides. I've never been able to ask you questions in between your training like
Aye.
that. I think we've had chats between training. We usually mess about, so that was nice for me.
Aye. I enjoyed that today.
I'm hoping everybody else is able to take something away from it. Thank you for being the first one.
And yeah, just get yourself a good group chat.
Aye, that is a key, mate. Honestly, thank you for being the first one. I appreciate it.